So today is Thursday. We have our second question of the Black Death. How did the Black Death spread so quickly? And I really like these documents today. There are a lot of slides, but you don't have anything to read quite like what you did the last 2 days. There's no more history. There's no more like big blocks of a text that some old guy wrote down or maybe stole from someone else. We are just looking at now pictures, little captions, and some maps. And you have to answer this question based on these next few documents. How did the Black Death spread so quickly? We need to figure that out in the next few documents. All right, so next one. The plague. The plague still exists. Yes, the very same plague that killed millions of people in medieval Europe still exists, and it's in the United States. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to give you the next thing that is going to come and, cause discomfort in America. But this does still exist, but it is very much under control, and you're not going to get it. But let's see what's going on with the plague in nature right now. The plague occurs naturally in the western United States, especially in the semi-arid grasslands and scrub woodlands of southwestern states like Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. The plague bacterium, Yersinia pestis, is transmitted by fleas and cycles naturally among rodents, including rock squirrels, ground squirrels, prairie dogs, and wood rats. And here we have a little graphic of that cycle. Here we have some rodents, some squirrels or whatever, and then we have the fleas, and they kind of go back and forth in between nature and the rodents. Plague in humans. Occasionally, infections among rodents increase dramatically, causing an outbreak or epizootic. That's what it's an outbreak among animals. During plague epizootics, many rodents die, causing hungry fleas to seek other blood sources. Studies suggest that epizootics in the southwestern United States are more likely during cool summers that follow wet winters. And here are reported cases of human plague in the United States from 1970 to 2012. So this is a 42-year period. And here you can see the red dots. Each dot is one plague case. That does not mean that the person died. All right. The death rate of the plague currently is about 1 in 10 if you get it. All right. Most people, and probably less than that, most people recover with some simple antibiotics. Plague in humans. Humans and domestic animals that are bitten by fleas from dead animals are at risk. By fleas from dead animals are at risk for contracting the plague, especially during an epizootic. Cats usually become very ill from the plague and can directly infect humans when they cough infectious droplets into the air. Dogs are less likely to be ill, but they can still bring plague-infected fleas into the home. In addition to flea bites, people can be exposed while handling skins or flesh of infected animals. And here we have a typical house on the prairie. We have some semi-arid grasslands or desert mountainous regions of the southwestern United States. Here we have another cycle of fleas jumping off of dead rodents, jumping onto other rodents in an epizootic, and it can spread to household animals like cats, who are hunting for mice, rabbits, and dogs, and they can also jump directly on humans, or the dog can come in and sleep with you and jump into humans that way. Now we have a little bit of history, but it's a map. And here we have the spread of the plague pandemic, known as the Black Death, in these pink arrows. We have common trade routes of the time in green, and recorded outbreak of the plague with a little skull. So we also have years. So we have in Asia, in the Hebei province, starting in 1331, and the arrows go west and spread all throughout Europe. And then it actually comes back this way, arrows pointing this way, and then 20 years later from the original outbreak, it spreads just a little bit farther south, but because of trade routes, it goes all this way. And here we have another map, a little bit clearer, spread of the plague in red, and then major outbreaks of plague in red dots. And again, we see a similar pattern of red lines going east from Asia into Europe, and then going back west west to Europe from Asia, and then back east to Asia from Europe. So your task is to construct a diagram illustrating how the Black Death spread. And that can be anything. It can be a chart. It can be a picture. You can draw it. You can put it on Google Images. You can do a Google drawing. You can do, that's what I meant, a Google drawing. You could do a one-slide slideshow. Construct a diagram illustrating how the Black Death spread. And think about these diagrams that we looked at. They have arrows, they have dots, they have maps, they have illustrations, they have, there are many different things that go into these diagrams, okay? So you must construct a diagram. It's very open-ended, it's very loose. You decide what to choose on how you want to construct a diagram illustrating how the Black Death spread. That's the question that you have to answer. How did the Black Death spread so quickly? Show me in a diagram. If you have any questions, I'm on Google Hangouts if you need me. I can hop on to video chat or just answer a question. Feel free to ask. Just let me know. Good luck. This will be due on Friday, so I'm going to put an attendance form tomorrow or today on Thursday. So you must fill out an attendance form. This is view only. You don't have to do anything on this slideshow. You make the diagram. It can be a picture of something that you draw. It can be something digital. You decide how you want to turn it in. I will post an assignment tomorrow. Today is an attendance form that you must fill out. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.